Hey guys, what's up? All right, I am coming today to film another Vanie answers one of the questions or series of questions that you guys asked. So I did the relationship videos, how we met, and all that other stuff, right? I was asked this question, I think by Mika324. Okay, my laptop shut out. So I'm coming from my webcam, by the way, but I have this other laptop here. All right. So yes, Mika, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. 324. She paid me a compliment in one of the videos, and then she says, "Why did you choose mathematics as your major?" So let's talk about it because she asked me a couple questions. All right. I did not choose mathematics as my major. But I think I mentioned on here before, I've always been good with math. Major was not math. It was in biology because I wanted to go to medical school. And actually, when I graduated undergrad, I had enough credits to go to medical school. I did, like organic chemistries. I did my biology. I had my math courses. I had all of those things. But I did not go. And one of the things that I don't know if I regret it, but I wanted to take a few years off to work, and it just never happened. Okay, but because I had all these math credits, what I had decided to do was to teach math. Okay, said I'd give myself 3 years because then I was thinking maybe I could go to law school. I changed from medical school because I was like, man, I just don't think I want to be in school for another 4 to 6 years, And I said, let me take some time, kind of find myself, find what I want to do and all that stuff. And to be quite honest with you, I guess that's why probably getting this doctorate means so much. And then I fell in love with teaching. That was the worst. No, it's not the worst thing. My very first year teaching, like in Florida, we had the FCATs, and I had the most improved. Like my kids had the most improved. And going back the next year, they're like, "How did you do? What did you do?" And I was just like, to me in my head, I was like, I didn't do anything special but motivate the kids. I had all kids, they gave me all those kids or whatever. But for one, I think the fact that I cared about them. I wanted them to succeed. I told them stories about me in Jamaica and how lucky they were, and but in a positive way. Not like talking down to them. And I just pushed them, and they did really well. I just taught what I needed to teach. I didn't think I did anything special. And of course, I love math, so maybe that exude. I don't know. And a few years later, which this is the other question. It says, did you always want to be a professor? The answer was no, but I'll tell you how that materialized too. Also, is getting your master's degree been hard financially? Okay, one, I know I always say grad school. I know some of you guys, probably think that when I say grad school, you do master's. First of all, let me say this. I am never the one that would push or pretend like, my education is, or, like some people, when they have a master's degree, they feel like they're the junk, I've met people who would look at me and say, well, when are you going to get your master's degree? I already had my master's degree, but I just never flaunted it with people. I just don't get that. When you meet people and they give you their resume, it irks me. Okay. But so I already have my master's. It was paid for, in short. Okay. So no, it wasn't financially difficult for me. And there's tons of money out there, guys. Like if you think going back to school is going to be financially difficult, the way that I look at it, even if it's not free money, to me, and even like with, let's say you didn't have your bachelor's or you didn't even have like your high school diploma, I look at it this way. If you were supposed to take out a loan, yes, you have to pay interest on it. But if you do your like cost analysis, the amount of money that you would get, for a lifetime with getting that degree is more than worth it for taking out the loan. Okay. Now, with grad school, you can actually apply to get a teaching assistance. Okay. You can also, with being black, there is tons of like programs out there that you can actually. One of my girlfriends now, doing her PhD, there was a program she had applied, not through the university. I forgot how she did, but it was an actual program out there that she applied to get funding because she was African American and she was trying to get her PhD. Okay, it's very hard to be a full-time PhD student and still work full-time. So some people do it, but you could do part-time and then do school full-time, knock it out in, 3 to 4 years. And then that's something that nobody can take away from you. Nobody can take your education away from you. This time around, I'm married and I have a wonderful husband that's very supportive of me going back to school. Now I can work part-time and go to school, full-time. So I know I'm very, very lucky. The other question from her, meaning, did you take out loans and such? Okay, so for the PhD, yes, I have some loans. And undergrad, yeah, I had loans there too. You inspire me to continue to keep on doing what I must do to further my education. Enough respect. Okay, thank you so much. When I decided to originally put out there with me going to grad school, one of the main reasons why I had done that is because I was reading like a ton of articles that talked about, blacks in higher education and, the mindset that would prevent us from getting a higher education. And I was just like, you know what, like maybe I need to share my story. Maybe I can motivate somebody out there, to actually take that step. Because trust me, like maybe one of the reasons why I didn't go to medical school was maybe I thought I wasn't good enough. Maybe I was actually like being my own enemy, and making all these excuses about why I shouldn't go to medical school. I was probably afraid of failure. I just thought that I wasn't like medical school material. Maybe, I'm sure, because guess what? Before I went to do this program that I'm in, mind you, I'm in one of the best programs in America. Okay. And I didn't know that before I'd applied. And I think maybe if I had applied, I probably wouldn't have went there. But I had a feeling, like I remember the first day I sat in the class, it was one class I started out with, and it was on a Wednesday night, and I was sitting there, and I was the only, in that particular class, I was the only black person. And, even in most of the classes that I'm in, I mean, we're few in that level, but I was sitting there afraid, scared out of my mind, like, what the heck am I doing here? Okay, what the heck am I doing here? That's what I was thinking, doing so well. Okay, yes, it's hard. Yes, I'm tired all the time. Okay, but I've only had one semester since I've been in school that I have not one semester I did not make straight A's. So every single semester I've made straight A's. Okay, and if you follow me on Facebook, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I'm tired and all this other stuff. I don't want to be there sometimes, so I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's not a lot of work, but it's not like it's work that I couldn't do or you couldn't do. And I just wanted to put it out there. And I know I don't talk about it as much, or maybe I do. I just say I'm tired all the time. But if you are out there thinking that you can't do it, trust me, I did it, and so can you.